Hello, fellow pickers. My name is Mike, and I'm coming to you from the redwoods of Northern California.
And my name is Carl Mandrioli, and I'm coming to you from Trail Runner Magazine's Best Running Towns, Castle Rock, Colorado.
What, is that true? Trail
This
Running
year, yeah, it was
Magazine.
like best of the West or something because you got all sorts of, trails out here. So true story, man. True story.
Flatlands, or you guys actually have hills that you climb up there?
In Colorado?
Well, I guess you guys are at 10,000 feet, right?
We're at
I mean,
6,200 feet. So
yeah,
yeah, no, we get
6,200.
it's pretty hilly here, and we're right up against the foothills leading into the Rocky Mountains. So yeah, we've got some good trails here, and I love them. So that's
Nice.
one positive thing about it. Absolutely. So, all right, man. How was your week? You got any stories for me?
How was my week? My week's been busy, really, really busy. Selling a lot of things. I don't know about you, but my things seem to sell two at a time. So I'll have like 3 dead days, right? Nothing coming through. And then all of a sudden, two things will pop up at
Bam.
once
Yeah.
all the time. It seems to
Right.
always happen that way.
Yeah.
So my story of the week is a little embarrassing, I have to admit. I sold Frosty the bath mat, or Frosty the Snowman bath mat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked up two brand new Othello board games still in the packaging.
Okay.
I picked them up from a Goodwill store.
Okay.
And so I grabbed both of them, and one of them had a break in it. Like the top of the box just was broken, but the plastic was still good. It wasn't resealed by Goodwill. It's still in the factory sealing.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a guy buy it real quick. And I was like, yes, finally, I'm getting some good sells. I paid $249 for this thing.
All right.
And packaged them both up, realized that I listed the Othello for $9.99, promoted it for like $2 or $3, and then shipped
for
it
$2 or $3.
and then shipped it for like 13. So I like lost out all around on this thing. And that's not even the worst part. That's not even the worst part.
Yeah, you asked for a return.
That's part of the story. But when I packaged them both up and went to ship them, I swapped the labels and I shipped the products to the wrong people, to two different people. The one guy was a guy that's bought something from me before. The other guy that was supposed to receive the board game, I get a message from him at like 9 o'clock at night. He goes, hey, this isn't the board game that I asked for. And he sent me a picture of the bath mat. Dude, my heart just sank. It was like, oh my God. Not only did I lose money on this thing, but I shipped them the wrong product.
No, man. Honestly, it's better to do, if you're going to make that mistake, it's better to do that early on. And with that, those aren't like super heavy products. I know that they're not the first class mail kind of products, but I think that's fine. So you paid for your education that's in that situation, but just tell the guy, just say, you know what, you got a bath mat, you got some toys, just make Othello on the bath mat.
Nice. No, I actually, I told him, okay, do a return. I offer free return. So do a return to me.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged the other guy. I was like, look, I'm really sorry. I'm embarrassed, but you're going to be getting a Othello board game. I started a return for you. Please accept my return. Send me the product back, and I'll get you your bath mat as soon as you can.
Right.
So I ended up doing the return on the board game. And luckily I bought two of those Othello board games that they're the exact same. So I sent him the board game right away. And then he, I wasn't sure if he was going to send me the bath mat back. And I knew this was a Christmas present for a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so my heart's like, please send me this bath mat back. Please send it back. He ended up sending it back to me, and I shipped it out. And the guy that bought the bath mat left me a 5-star review. It was great.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Well,
I know.
You paid for your education. You also paid for a 5-star review, I guess. But yeah,
I did.
Wait, so
really
the bath
nice.
mat was the Christmas gift?
Yeah, his grandson likes Frosty the Snowman stuff,
Okay.
and he's like, he was the same guy that bought the musical pull down door hanger, Frosty the Snowman.
Right.
But that's interesting. So you said first class. That board game wouldn't be a first class package.
Be too heavy.
What do you mean? Do you just go up to 15.9 ounces, and then you go to something else other than first class?
You have to, yeah. First class only goes to basically a pound, and then you have to go to, your next option, priority mail or whatever else. FedEx, depends on what's, for me, it's whatever's cheaper. But you're trying to skirt the issue here. Bath mat for a Christmas gift.
Yes.
I get that they like the frosted snow, but I remember as like a kid, my mom got me like Star Wars bed sheets and thought that was a big deal. And I was like, I appreciate the thought, but you can't play with the bed sheets.
Didn't you
So
feel didn't you feel the force when you were inside of your
I did
bed
not
though?
feel the
You
force.
didn't feel the
I
force?
did not. So
Oh man. Yeah.
anyway, okay. So we had some learning going on there. And I
Learning
think, yeah,
experiences.
yeah, promoting shouldn't be 20 to 30%. I thought it was like 5 or 6% or even less than that.
It was. I'm probably exaggerating those
Okay.
costs, but I know that promoting has got me a couple times
Yeah.
already on packages.
Yeah. And so I think you'll figure out the weights and whether it's worth your time to buy it, to list it, to sell it, all
Right.
that stuff. That'll come for sure. I think I've made that mistake where I've ended up selling it and ends up being somebody in Alaska, and I didn't turn off the shipping note of to not sell to Alaska and Hawaii, and then with everything I end up taking a loss on it. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I've been there for sure. So anyway,
So that's a whole nother episode that I think that we should have is shipping. I think you could teach me a lot.
how to ship efficiently. I've got a lot of strategies, but I don't think a lot of people would like what I have to say about that because I'm all about saving money in the shipping area. And,
Mhm.
like I'm not going to splurge and buy rolls and rolls of bubble wrap or, paper boxes. And so, yeah, you're right.
No,
That's a whole other story.
that's how I am too. I source my own boxes. So
Okay.
and bubble wrap and stuff like that. It comes free. I
Yeah.
dig it out of the trash bins, but learning the different weight classes, learning
Hmm.
flat rate, priority
Yeah.
express.
I've tried some of that. I've kind of made it a lot easier so that I don't have to memorize all that stuff, but we'll get to
So
that.
that'd be great. Okay.
We'll get to
What?
that.
Okay. I've talked long enough. What's your story?
My story is, like when you're in this sort of genre of wanting to make those finds and save a lot of money, sometimes you just go a little bit too far. And so I ended up needing to purchase a new refrigerator. And my wife and I were pricing them out, in the store versus, buying a used one. And we ended up finding a brand new one that was being sold on Facebook that was the one that we
Mm,
wanted. And it wasn't
mhm,
that far away. So it was like 30 minutes away, not terrible. And I've got a truck and we had to my truck's still new, so I don't have the ramps and stuff. I don't have the dolly for it, so we had to rent those from Home Depot. And I don't have any help though, so like she'll help a little bit, but it's kind of like a one-man show. And so when we showed up, they helped me load it, no problem, but we had to basically bring it into our house, but also bring our old fridge out of the house.
mhm.
Which I don't know if you moved a refrigerator recently, but it's like you got to take the doors off because they don't fit through the doorway. Anyway, we ended up saving like a couple $100, which is great.
Mhm.
But like sometimes it's just not worth it, man. Like my arms were all bruised up from leaning it on, leaning the fridge on my forearms. We
Mhm.
marked up our doorway because I was by myself yanking it through.
Uh,
So yeah, so I'm a little embarrassed by that. But
so
go
did
ahead.
did you have when you loaded the fridge, did you keep it upright or did you lay it on its
You're
back?
supposed to keep it upright, so we had it
Right.
strapped in correctly. And when
Okay.
we loaded it, it was coming from out of a garage, so it's easy to load. It was more just
Yeah.
the going back in the other way. So
Like you've got Max. He's powerhouse,
he's
man.
getting
Come
there.
on.
My son Max, yeah, he's
Jeez.
he's getting there, but he's 11 years old,
Right.
and so yeah, don't want to stunt that growth by dropping our fridge on him. Anyway, I think it's great to save money. In that case, as you get older, I think it's okay to splurge and let that get delivered. That's what I
Yeah.
learned this week, I guess.
Yeah. I'm that way with car repairs too. There's certain
Right.
things that I'll do myself, and then there's ones that I'm like, that $1,400 is gonna pay off because I'm not gonna do it on my back.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. All right. So we both learned something this week. We both made some mistakes and learned from it. I think you lost a little bit of money. I lost some like house damage and bruising. So
Learned
I
from it.
think,
I just made the same mistake this a couple days ago. So I don't
okay.
know if I've
Well,
learned from mine.
okay. We'll get to that. But let's get to the topic for the day, man. So what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about is these are scenarios that over the years I've encountered sometimes multiple times in different venues. I'm trying to hit different places people might go to do their picking. And these are things that I've learned from, to be honest, because sometimes I do this well. Sometimes I've
Okay.
made some mistakes in this area. So I'm going to give you, I think I've got 3 or 4 scenarios, and you've got to tell me how you would handle these situations. What would you do to be efficient, to get the best deal, to make a wise decision, kind of all of the above.
All right.
Got
Do I
it?
get to be a bad guy or do I have to be myself?
You are yourself, which
Okay.
if you want to be a bad guy, you can still play that role if you want to. But
All
who
right.
are you in these scenarios? So I've got like, at the garage sale, at the live auction, at the estate sale, that kind of thing. And if we've got time at the end, I've also got another moral dilemma for you. So
Okay.
to seek your wisdom on that.
What you got?
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. All right. So first scenario I've got is at a garage sale. All right. So it's a community sale. You are rolling up to one of the many houses that are selling things and you want to be efficient. If they don't have anything, you just want to move on. Okay. So time is of the essence, but you find a box full of just random stuff. And as you kind of sift through the box, which is just kind of, I don't know, just piled in there in every which way, you see some things, maybe some little electronic-y things. You're like, ooh, I would buy that. Ooh. And as you continue to dig, you're like, maybe I'd buy that. And then I don't know, kind of like here and there, you're finding things in this box of random stuff. All right. But again, like you could be sifting there for a while, pulling this out, pulling that out, and time is of the essence. And you don't know how much these things are. The guy at the sale rolls up. He's like, I see that you got some stuff that you're interested. What you got going on there? How do you handle that?
The guy at the garage, the guy's garage sale asked me that, rolls up hand and asks
Who
me
else
that.
would ask you that question?
Another picker, to be honest with you. What are you doing in that box? Are you done with
Yeah.
it?
At that point, you say, get out of here. But I have had that happen to you, actually. But no, the garage sale, the seller says that.
Yep. Don't let me forget. I got my first villain too. Ooh,
oh, okay. Okay.
That's later. There's so much. There's so much to talk about.
Stay focused, Mike. Stay focused.
We need 2 podcasts a week. That's what we need to do. 2 a week.
Yeah, double up. Yeah. Okay. I'm giving you a scenario and we're talking about your villain who is not at this garage sale. Okay. Stay focused.
It's the problem that I have with the ADHD. Come on. All right. So I'm looking through the box. Now you've taught me, and other pickers have taught me to catch on to something that catches my eye. Say I see something that I make $5 on, $10 on, whatever. Is the box labeled $5 or is it labeled $3?
No labels. So you'd have to have a conversation about each and every item with the gentleman.
Oh, I would ask him to do a whole box deal. Be like, hey, what do you want for this box? Just a bunch of junk.
Yeah. Wow.
I'd ask him that first. If I
no, that's it. That's the correct answer. Ding, 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 my friend. Wow. Nice. Yeah. No, I didn't. Early on, when I didn't realize time was of the essence, I started picking things out. I want this. I don't want this. I want, and I would waste, 5-10 minutes just kind of sifting through the box. And I would end up getting, what I needed or most of the things. But I've since learned just what do you want for the box? Because typically they're going to be like, I don't know, $10 for the box, $20 for the box. And then what ends up happening is that in the box, you do have those little finds that are valuable, but there's typically more in there that you didn't expect. So it's happened last summer where there were these like weird electronic things. I'm like, I don't even know what these things do. I look up on eBay and they're going for like, $50 to $70. I was like, whoa, okay.
Whoa.
I would never have even bought these. Like it wasn't even on my radar to buy these things. There's some weird camera stuff. So how did that's impressive, man. That's impressive.
I've been learning. I've been learning a lot. Like I told you, I'm almost burnt out. I've been learning so much. But I watch a lot of TikTok. I follow a lot of people on TikTok. Then that what they do is they strap the GoPro to their chest. They go up to the sale.
Okay, so you've seen them.
I almost passed this box up, man. Stuff like that.
I wish I had. Maybe I should have done this research before I started doing all this stuff because it took me a while to figure that out, and it's since paid off. But anyway, you know what? I just realized as we're kind of chatting through this, for those of you that have graced us or blessed us with listening to our podcast on your favorite app. This is actually our first video podcast. So you can actually check us out on YouTube. And if you're finding us on YouTube, this is our very first one. And we're on all the audio apps as well. So thank you for finding us and thanks for listening to us. And we probably should have mentioned that at the get-go, but we're kind of just rolling with it, right?
Started rolling. And I just confirmed that our YouTube channel, our new handles, how they have new handles?
Right.
It is Pickers Podcast. That's how you can find us.
Okay. So you can look us up and hopefully we'll have more than just the podcast and then we'll have all sorts of fun stuff as we get out and about. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right.
And while we're talking about this stuff, drop something in the comments if you see that we're missing something or you got some better advice for us.
Yeah. And yeah, especially if you react differently or have better advice, like Mike's saying, to any of these scenarios.
Right.
How would you do it? What are we missing? This is just based on my experience and Mike's learning. So what,
Yeah.
you might have more experience or better experience. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Always welcome advice, man.
Yeah.
Always.
Right. We're actually getting quite a few downloads at this point, but we haven't had much in the way of reactions. So really any feedback will value, really anything at this point.
You
So
can't sound don't sound desperate, please.
please just leave us feedback. Please,
Please,
anybody out there, just
thumbs
one
up
word,
emoji. Yeah.
one word, good, bad, medium, anything. Just kidding. All right. That was the first scenario. Second scenario, when I first got into this, I started going to these live auctions, and I know a lot of auctions have switched over to online, but the live auctions were pretty fun. So I go there, I show up, you can kind of preview the items the day before. There's a number of items that I would like to bid on. All right. So I'm kind of targeting some items. Actually, sorry, this is for you. So there's a number of items that you want to bid on. You're finding things you're like, this, if I can get a good price on this, it's going to be good.
I want to buy it all. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to buy everything there because they usually have a ton of stuff, but
I do.
Okay. You want to buy everything, all the furniture.
I've got to control myself constantly.
The China cabinets, everything. Yeah. All right. When your items are up and you're about to bid, the auctioneer, not other bidders, but the auctioneer himself starts bidding on items and increasing the price.
What?
Yeah. So the way that this works is they typically will line up, 5 to 10 items, and then you're bidding against other people who may not be bidding on the same items you want. You don't know. It's like a secret. And so the auctioneer legitimately wants one or more of these items and is bidding while you're bidding, therefore raising the price on you. What you do?
I find a new auction. That sounds sketchy to me.
It is sketchy.
Honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could do that. Maybe
I didn't know either.
Get a new auctioneer, get a buyer for himself, Hey, these are the lot numbers that I want. This is what I want to pay. That sounds unprofessional.
Right. It is unprofessional for sure. 100%. It was weird. I was like, what's going on here? I'm new to this. I don't know what's going on. And suddenly the price is going up, but I don't see anybody raising their hands. It was crazy.
Right.
So I would be interested if anybody else has that experience out there. And I don't even know if there's many live auctions anymore, but that kind of threw me for a loop for sure.
Yeah, that would throw me for a loop too. Jeez, that would annoy me more than anything.
So you're like, I know I can make some money. There's still a chance you can get these at a good price, but the integrity of the auction would be enough to send you away.
It would make me question a lot of things. I would read the fine print on the auction before I went to the auction again.
Yeah.
Because they're doing something sketchy. Now, it's no different than anybody else bidding on an item, right? He's just another person. But if he's gonna
but he's bidding first, right?
Right. If he's gonna be announcing the auction or calling the auction, he needs to either be sitting in the stands or have a buyer sitting in the stands with his number.
Right. Which really, I mean, because it's kind of just like another version of an estate sale. You could just really kind of pick through that stuff ahead of time and offer a fixed price. I don't know how that works. I don't know the issues with that or how they structure that. Or if they just say, hey, well, we'll give you this, or if you don't want this price, we'll put it for auction. You might get more, you might get less. I don't know. But
we should ask Trail Runner Magazine what they think.
Yeah, we'll do that. What's the integrity behind these auctions?
What is the integrity? Yes.
I'll tell you straight up that I was willing to put up with it because oftentimes he was not bidding on the same items that I was bidding on. But what I ended up doing was they started taking these absentee bids. And so I would just say, okay, I'm willing to bid up to this amount for items. And then at the end of the auction, that way I'm not wasting my time. I would just find out if I won or not. And so in the end, it worked out for me, but it still felt like a sketchy place. And it felt like, they weren't getting over on me because I still made a lot of money from that place, but it just felt like, a little, I don't know, kind of like when you go to Las Vegas and then you leave, you're like, so yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to Las Vegas?
Yeah. I play poker quite a bit.
Okay. You don't feel scummy coming out of Las Vegas?
Oh, always. Just the ambiance and the, half naked women that are serving you drinks and people listening to somebody cash their paycheck and then blow it is just
and I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about just the casinos themselves specifically. So
exactly.
Anyway,
but no, I like Las Vegas because they have this thing. I think it's called Drive Tanks over there, and you can rent like tanks and you can shoot a tank or you can drive a tank or you can shoot like really fancy guns and stuff.
Mhm.
Las Vegas is great.
Yeah. Oh, for the extra stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Okay. So
not
you
for the
like
casinos.
not the casinos. Okay. So,
No.
all right, man, you got some higher standards than me.
Really?
Okay.
What
Yeah,
do you
because you
mean?
said you're gonna bail on the auction, and I stuck around.
Oh yeah, but that was a good point. You brought up a lot of good points. So is the auctioneer bidding on the other items? Is he outbidding me on everything? Is it
There's no
being
guarantees, of course, right?
right? Is he being ruthless about things? I mean, how is the auction going? Like there's a
Yeah,
lot of scenarios in that event.
for sure. For sure. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How
Next
did
one,
that go into Las Vegas? I was
because I felt
because
scummy leaving the auction a
scummy.
little bit and
Right.
then scummy
Yeah.
leaving Las Vegas, but
Okay.
that's
Gotcha.
okay. Yeah. All right. So the next one is it an estate sale? All right. This one
Okay.
happened to me, I think, within the last few months, actually.
Were you throwing elbows with somebody?
I'm not an elbow thrower. That's not me, man. We're not
You're,
in Pittsburgh.
you're the polite picker, aren't you?
Mike's referencing our last episode with the Pittsburgh Pickers and Daily Cabbage were throwing elbows or had elbows thrown at them at estate sales. They had some pretty
Yeah.
intense ones. So yeah. Anyway, so you see, so you this was like down in the basement. You see something interesting on the table. You're
Hmm.
like, there's not a lot of people around, so definitely not elbow throwing situation.
Hmm.
But you pull out your phone and you begin looking it up to see if it's valuable.
Hmm.
As you're doing that, somebody reaches in front of you and grabs it off the table.
Oh man, that's common.
Okay.
It's incredibly common, isn't
Well,
it?
give us your wisdom.
Oh, so I've learned you have to carry a bag, like an IKEA bag or a shopping bag or something like that. You
Yep.
pick it up, even if you don't look at it right then. Like if you just walk down the basement, if it interests you, grab it
Mm-hmm.
and then go look at the other stuff
Mm,
that you're interested in also and grab it as you go. Because
right.
if you set it down, somebody else is gonna just walk right by and pick it up from you.
Mm-hmm.
Picking it up in front of you, I'd be like, hey, oh, excuse me, I'm interested in that. I'm looking at that. Did you say that to him?
No, because you're right. It was my mistake, right? Like I should have picked it up and I didn't.
Right.
Even though I'm standing relatively close to it, I was like, well, if it's in my hand, he's just, grabbing it out of my hand, then of course. But yeah, no, it ended up being his. I don't think it was a big loss or anything, but yeah,
Mhm.
it was my fault for sure. But I haven't had that happen a lot, to be honest. So I was I was like, oh, I need to be more on my game here. So
Right.
sounds like you have, or you've heard of that.
I've heard of it and I've learned. So I've learned
Okay.
from other people. I haven't had it happen to me yet. Because when I go down into estate sales, I almost like I want to jump on the table and be like, this is mine. I
This
gotta look through all
entire
this.
table is mine.
Yes.
Yeah. Scoop it into
Don't
a
take
large
anything.
trash bag
Don't take
and
anything until I look at
right.
it. Stay away.
Okay. All right. So that's my bad. I gotta live and learn there.
Yeah.
All
Just jump
right.
on the table from now on.
Just jump on the table. Yeah. Now I'm not the person like we talked about last week, showing up 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing out on stuff, but I feel like a lot of the estate sales, at least in my area, are just, they're trying to get rid of the furniture. There's not really a lot of goodies there. The only times I found I guess the best estate sale I found was where it was not run by a professional company and the guy just had a lot of different weird stuff, but the weird stuff people weren't going to grab the weird stuff. He just happened to have it
Oh.
and I was able to kind of
Mhm.
go at my own pace. So
Yeah. That's it.
yeah.
I'm kind of with you there. And I go, I went at 10 o'clock last weekend, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and I still found good stuff. A lot of
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
I was this one said early birds welcome, and we got there at probably 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And she said that I was the second person that's been to her cell so far. And
You just never know.
dude, I scored on that cell. Let me tell you, I
You
pulled a
got
lot of
so many stinking bath mats and door hangers. It was like a gold
did.
mine.
I did. I got a bunch of cleats and Vans shoes,
Okay.
new in the box.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well done, man.
Thanks.
So you can show up late and still kind of get a victory, I guess.
Yeah. And the things that you're picking aren't going to be the same things that I could be picking. So
Mhm.
you could have went and picked over the sale, but there's still stuff that I'm interested in that's going to
Right.
be there because you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what to look for.
My son wears Vans, so I probably would have noticed those, but I'm not the shoe guy. I'm not the sneaker head. So
Neither am I, but I couldn't pass
Yeah.
these up. They were all in great shape.
yeah. Okay. Well done, my friend. I got one more scenario for you.
Okay. Did
Going
I
back
pass
to the
that one
garage
too?
sale.
Put it in the
That
bag. Did I pass that one? Put it in the bag.
you won. Yeah, you're better than me. Like
All right.
already 2 out of 3 of these, you know, you in your kind of early years of doing this are wiser than me. I don't know if it's from your research or you're just generally smarter, but you're winning. So well done.
I've wasted a lot of time watching TikTok videos.
It's not wasting time if you're going to be prepped and ready to go.
Exactly.
So, all right. This one happened a couple years ago. This is at a garage sale. You find something you want to buy. Right. Okay. So you find it, you are at the garage sale, like, oh, what's this? And then you negotiate the price with the seller. And it's a good deal, but you have your wallet in your car. Okay. So you go back and grab your money. I need to be better about this, but sometimes I do accidentally leave my wallet in my car. All right. And so while you go get the wallet or your money out of the car, there is a person who's just hanging out with the seller. They're not the seller. They're the seller's friend, neighbor, whatever. And I have simply drawn their attention to the item. Okay. So they now notice the item. And by the time you get back to the seller, which is literally 60 seconds, the neighbor, friend, whatever is like, you know what, actually, I want to buy that item. And so the seller's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, so I'll just sell it to you then, because they're friends or neighbors.
No.
How do you respond?
Oh man, that's tough. Jeez.
Yeah. Right.
I would be like, I was getting ready to buy this. You're going to sell it to me. Well, I don't even know if I would say that. Like, I'd probably be like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Like, look around like, wait, is this like candid camera on? Am I getting challenged?
Am I getting punked right now?
Am I getting punked? That's right.
Yeah. I don't know, because that's a unique situation.
Yeah, it's only happened once. This is a one-time thing for me so far.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better about having my money on me, so that here you go. Here's the cash. Not mine.
That's the answer right there. Always have your cash with you. Always have cash, and always have Pickers Podcast business cards.
There you go. Here's the business card. We're going to talk about you on the podcast now.
Yes.
What's your name? First and last?
Yeah. I won't tell your street address, but I'll tell you what city you live in.
Right. So, okay, well, you forgot the money. Like, this is not what you should have done. You forgot the money. You went back to your car. What do?
Just be like, hey, I was interested in buying that. I just forgot my money and I went back to my car, and now all of a sudden you're not going to sell it to me. Well, I didn't even know if I'd say that. I don't know if I'd be that confrontational with them.
It's tempting, though, isn't it? It's tempting.
Yeah, it is tempting. It is tempting to tell them that, but I don't think I would. I think I'd be like, oh man, that's a bummer.
Right. And then kind of just leave. Guess I'm not buying the rest of these hundreds of dollars worth of stuff either.
That's it. I guess I'll put these ones back on the shelf then.
Yeah. I was about to buy everything you wanted to sell that you can't get rid of, but not anymore. No, I wouldn't be that person either. This was an item that I wasn't like 100% confident in. That was like a big time item. So for me saying, okay, whatever, it was not a big deal. But if it was a good find, that's where the challenge is. And so I don't think I'm going to challenge the integrity of the seller, but I might offer a little bit more money. Say, well, you know what? Like, I thought we had an agreement, but I'll tell you what, I'll give you, I think that I was offering $5. I'll give you $10 for it. How about that? And you know what? Like, and hopefully, I'm offering you more. We had the deal to, it'd be great if you could honor the agreement, but it's up to you. You're the seller. I don't know. Something like that. So,
no, I think that's good advice.
Yeah. But you don't want to be like at that point, confrontation is not going to be helping you. And certainly by challenging them or getting mad, it's not going to win you the item. And if it does win you the item, like, is that really, you really feel good about yourself at that point?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't control how people behave or what they say, but you can control how you respond to them. And that's a test right there. So yeah, but
you can control the way people behave, because we figured that out. Jennifer and I were listening to the Pure Hustle podcast, and they were talking about this. They were saying, be nice. Always be nice and personable to the people at the yard sales, right? We experienced this last weekend at that sale that I was just telling you about. We were nice, we're engaging. Her son actually took some of his toys and priced some of his toys for really high. I mean, it's like $8 for a Hot Wheel, right?
Right.
And she was telling us the story, and I'm like, well, oh, cool. Why don't you bring him out here and I'll, buy something from him, buy one of his items from him. And he came out and I haggled with him on the Hot Wheel and brought him down in the price. And I paid $5 for this Hot Wheel. It's literally going to sit in my office, right? So
they sell those for $1 at, the grocery store.
Yeah. And
you're being a nice guy.
The tires are all bent up and everything. It was just, I was proud of him for being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But when we went to go check out with her, the bill, it came to like $45. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
well, would you do 40? Would you do $40? I got her down another $5, but she was very happy with us. She was talking to us about her life
Yeah. It's a good
story and
experience.
yeah, being personable with people. And, it went a long way in that garage sale for sure.
Right. No, 100%, man. I mean, if you have to be told to be nice to people, you're probably in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Like anytime you meet somebody new, be nice to them. Like if you struggle with that, or if you're so focused on the deal, which I've seen people like that out there for
Yeah.
sure, like 100%, then it's not going to, I don't know. You're a different person. You're probably not listening to this podcast or watching this video. So there you go. But
tips and tricks.
that's good. So we have the same reaction to that one.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All right. So for everybody out there that is tuned in, our fellow pickers, if you have some scenarios that you want to run by us, we'd be happy to talk about them on our show, and we'll react with what we would do. And yeah, you have to hold on to what you would do. We'll share our reaction. Then you tell us kind of what you did and whether that was wise or not so wise. And we would love to make that a future episode.
Yeah.
Right,
sure.
Mike?
That's right. We'd love to hear about it.
Okay. Are you ready for a moral dilemma?
Oh, I forgot about the moral dilemma.
This is not, I had like a full blown story on our first episode. This is a quicker one.
Okay. Yeah, no, go ahead. It's only video and audio going to be recorded till the end of time.
Yeah, I know. We got to decide what we're going to do here.
I know.
At the local park, my wife found a phone. It had been sitting out there, I think, for more than a day. And it was, I think it's one of the latest Samsungs, the S22. So it's a valuable phone. Oh. So I tried plugging it in to power on to figure out whose it was. And it's just not working. It is non-functional.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here are my options. I can like recycle it. I can try to buy a new battery or get it fixed to figure out whose this is and put some money into it. Probably not getting that money back. But that might be a nice thing to do. Or I could sell it for parts on eBay and it's probably still worth a chunk of change. What do you do, Mike?
I'm not trading it in. I'm not going to spend money to get it running again. I'm not going to sell it on eBay for parts.
Wait, so you're rejecting all three options?
I am. I'm going with option D.
Okay.
So I see it on my local Facebooks a lot that people find keys or phones and give the area where they found it and not a description of what the phone is.
Okay.
So that would be my first try. And then I don't know who works on Samsungs. Do they have like an Apple store, or can Verizon or somebody do anything with them?
Ooh, I think they have like those phone doctor stores and stuff, but I think you're talking like $100 just to walk in the door with it, kind of a thing for them to look at it. Maybe not. I don't know. I went to one of those device doctors. So we had a hard drive that stopped working, and that was just like throwing money out the door. Basically, it was just like, here's money for you to do very little and make no effort. So, that was rough.
I see. Okay, so I have the perfect scenario for you.
Okay,
you're gonna have to go back to the park where you found it, and you're gonna sit there and camp out. Just take your jet boil, so you have hot water, you can have coffee, you can have food, and just wait for the person to come back.
Okay.
And then
is who we don't know who that is.
Somebody's gonna be
Facebook is good, but and we could definitely do that. It's a pretty big Facebook group, so maybe that could be a solution. Let's say it's not though. Like, what do you do with it? Now you have this useless phone. What do you do with it?
Facebook next door. So I'd make an honest attempt to do all this stuff. Maybe take it by the police station, just in case somebody goes in for a lost and found, and then after 30 days, that property becomes yours.
Okay.
So after 30 days, then
is that right? Is that how the police station lost and found stuff works?
Yeah, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% positive, 95% positive.
Okay, I thought in California it was like if you put it in the lost and found, then the police just hands it out to people. Like, hey, anybody want a free phone? Just kidding.
Yeah,
just kidding.
I mean, they do give away their lost and found, or they auction their lost and found lockers off
right.
after a while. But
okay,
Like if you found $1,000, you'd turn in the police station and be like, hey, look, dude, I found $1,000,
Mm,
having a moral dilemma. I don't want to give it to you, but I want to give it to you. I want to do the right thing.
yeah.
And then you just, and then they'll tell you, okay, after 30 days, if nobody claims it, it becomes yours.
Okay. Gotcha. I need to
And then
look.
you
So this is a lot of effort here for this phone.
it
And
is, but the
yeah,
right thing often requires a lot of effort.
yeah, I don't want to do the right thing, but I probably
And
should.
I don't think I want to. My self control doesn't want to either, but
Right.
that's what we
Okay.
have to do.
I will take your advice. I'll give you an update on how that goes. So
Nice.
thank
Cool.
you for your wisdom, my friend. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
I hope I gave out good
So
wisdom.
yeah. All right. Well, hey, it's time for the pick of the week, my friend. What you got?
Pick of the week. I do have a pick of the week other than what we talked about earlier. At that same garage sale, I came across a We Fit Plus balance board in the box.
Okay. Like
And
brand new or just in the box?
just in the box. It caught my eye. So that was the immediate thing that I asked her was, hey, how much do you want for this? And she's like, $5. I'm
Okay.
like, I know these things are worth a lot more than $5. I just, there's at least a $20 profit on them, whatever. And I was so excited to get this thing for $5. It was in great shape. I didn't realize that it didn't have the DVD in it. And by being personable to this person, she went inside and looked for other Wii games that she could bring out and sell me or give to me. She just goes, oh, I just want to give you whatever Wii games I have also. So
Yeah.
she went in and came out with the Wii Sport or the Wii Plus game that was supposed to be in the box. I didn't realize it, but it was supposed to be in there. I got it home. It's in a great shape, right? No dings, no dents, no nothing like that. I took the battery cover off. Guess what I found?
Battery acid.
Acid everywhere.
Yeah. Well, if it's everywhere, it might be wrecked, but if it's just a little bit, it still might work though, right?
Yeah. So and then I spent about an hour. I took the whole board apart. I took all the battery stuff off. I soaked it in vinegar, not vinegar, but baking soda and scrubbed it with a wire brush. It came out nice and clean. Put batteries in it. Works fine.
Okay.
100%.
Well, a good job at recovering that. It was an hour so long, man. An hour. Okay.
Well, it was an hour to take off all the screws just to get the stupid thing apart. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was difficult. It was just a lot of screws.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. I have a couple of those Wii balance boards in my death pile right now, and I'm excited to get rid of those things. So
what are you going to list them for?
I don't want to be I don't want to, be a discouraging person here. I don't typically listen separately. I package them with the Wii, and I don't typically up the price of the Wii with the balance boards really at all, because I'm just looking to get rid of the balance boards. I feel like people aren't buying the boards by themselves. They're heavy, so they're not really sellable like on eBay. I could be wrong, man. There's some things I'm wrong about. So I think the golden part of the find was her digging out more of those games for you. And so those might have been the more valuable part of the whole process right there. So I'm gonna say well done on that part for sure. But hey, prove me wrong. Let's give me an update. What'd you get for this? How much was it worth? And yeah, just let me know. But
the comps look pretty good sold on eBay. So it's really heavy though, because of my scale won't even register how heavy it is.
It's not that heavy. What kind of scale do you have?
I have a little food scale that
All right, we got to get you a better scale then.
It's on its way.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
So yeah, you know what? Since we're doing both the audio and the video this time, this should be like a show and tell section to show you. Yeah. Like that, I don't know. I bet a lot of people know what the Wii balance boards look like, but my item, I thought I had it down here in my studio in the podcast studio, but I don't. So I'll have to show that. I'll throw it out onto our socials this week, but it's something called an embosser. Do you know what that is, Mike?
Is it what does the logos on hats and stuff and shirts?
Yeah, that's probably what like the modern version is. The one that I have is from, I don't know, 50, 70 years ago, where it embosses letters and embosses it for like an old company. I think it's like an old paper company, not Dunder Mifflin, just to clarify. And so, yeah, so it just has, I think you can take out the plates and put different things in there, but the embossers, I've got no idea how much this is worth. This came from grandma's attic. And so it's mine for free. I think it's just cool. I'll show you a picture of it, but antiques are not my strength. And so I'm curious if anybody has any advice about where they would sell like an antique embosser or where there might be demand for that. I am open to your suggestions.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you guys have any kind of advice on if we should be selling things on other websites or in other marketplaces, man, let us know because
Right.
I'm strictly eBay right now, and it's
Mhm.
just, and I know that I could be making more money on some of this stuff if I went to another site. And
Yeah.
I just don't know what the sites are though. You know
We'll
what I mean?
explore some of those in future episodes, but yeah, like Mike said, happy to take your wisdom from that.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
all right,
Teach
my
me.
friend. We got a couple minutes, man. Let's hear about your villain. What you got?
Oh, the villain story.
Yeah.
So I bought that Wii balance board, right? At that yard sale. And Jen and I were looking around. We're chatting. We're not a go get them and take off. We stop and chat and look at
Mhm.
stuff and whatever. We weren't in a big rush.
Right.
And as we're leaving, another guy pulls up and we were leaving. So when he pulled up, like literally we were leaving when he pulled up. I think I could say we were leaving when he pulled up one more time, but it
Wait.
wouldn't
So are
hurt
you
anything.
arriving or leaving?
Was I coming or was I
Goodness
going?
gracious. Edit
Anyway,
this out. Wait, we can't. Sorry, go
we can't. It's live to tape. Come on.
ahead.
So anyway, I take off. This is a 30-minute drive from another town back to my town, and we went to another yard sale. And I was at the yard sale looking at they had what did I pick up there? I can't remember what I picked up there, but they had a lot of fun things that I was checking out. And then
Okay.
and then this guy drives up, and it's the same guy from that cell, right?
Yeah,
And
he's following you.
he saw me with the Wii balance board as I was walking out. And I'm like, oh, hey, we're following each other around today, aren't we? Just being nice. And he's like, oh yeah, I just hit a cell down the street, or I just hit another cell, and they had a full Rock Band set, and I picked it up for
Mm,
120 bucks.
yeah.
So he knew I was reselling, right? He knew what I was
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah. Right.
And I go, oh yeah, where's that cell at? He wouldn't tell me where the other cell was. He wouldn't say.
He's already been there. Why does he care?
I don't know. He
It's
wouldn't
to
tell
his
me where it was.
advantage to tell you because then you're there. Maybe he's exploring a different one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. That
But
is
super nice
hilarious.
guy. We're
No,
talking
he's not.
about.
He's not a nice guy if he's not
No,
telling
he
you.
was. He was. He was just being a jerk about that.
Oh my
But
gosh.
he goes to yard sales with his kids and gives them 20 bucks to buy new toys and just
Yeah.
have fun. But you could tell he was a seller because he picked up a 36-inch Mickey Mouse plush
Hmm.
that I missed. I usually am on top of Mickey
I wouldn't
stuff,
have known
right?
that one. Yeah.
He picked it up, $2. And I'm like,
Mm,
right in front of me. And he looks to his left, and there's a Mickey and a Minnie over to the other side and picks
yeah.
those up for another $3.
That's where the elbows come in, man. You gotta start throwing those elbows.
I was just my heart sank. I'm like, do you? I didn't really call
You,
myself stupid, but I'm like, you missed it. What are you doing?
no, yeah, it's okay to miss stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
it's okay to arrive a few seconds late. It's just gonna happen, but that's
It's gonna happen.
ridiculous, dude. That
Can't
is
win all the
ridiculous.
time.
I will tell you though that again, I haven't checked recently, but that Rock Band stuff, the Guitar Hero, like that is worthless from what I've learned.
Oh, really?
Worthless stuff, yeah. So there's so
Huh.
much of it out. I pass on that all the time. It's very bulky. I don't
Yeah.
know anybody that still plays it. I mean, it was hot when it was out, but yeah, I would stay away from that anyway. So
Huh.
there you
I
go.
wonder why he's so excited about it then. And
Maybe
I'm
he knows
glad
more
I
than
didn't
me.
pick it
Maybe
up.
I haven't looked it up recently. Sometimes things just kind of fluctuate. Sometimes they go hot, they go cold, they go hot, and so maybe I'm not checking things often enough, I suppose. But yeah, that's just
Ah,
from my own
I
personal
see.
experience. So we'll do a villain
Good to
episode
know.
because I've got a couple villains out there. I haven't had one that's like not told me where something is, but
Mhm.
and you're such a friendly guy. You smile a lot, and so to go up to you, Mr. Smiley, and be like, hey, yeah, I'm not telling you where that is. You got to have a cold heart.
I know. That's how I felt. I almost wanted to ask him a couple more times. Hey, where's it at? Where's it at?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just
Tell
would
tell
not
me
tell
for
me.
real, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's okay to threaten people. Say, you know what, you're gonna become our podcast villain if you don't tell me,
Yep.
and I'm gonna get your license plate, and we'll make sure that people know about you.
Exactly. Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I didn't even think to see what kind of car he was in because we're gonna go out this weekend too and
Yeah,
see if he's around.
don't slash his tires.
But I was a little upset because I thought I had recorded or I'd looked up all the yard sales around my area, and obviously I
Right.
missed something because he went to one that I
Well, they're
didn't know
not.
about.
Yeah, they're not
And
all
there was
posted,
there was no right.
right?
that brings up a good point. How do you feel about the signs on the poles that are from last weekend and the weekend before?
How do I feel about them? Yeah, they can be a
Yeah.
little bit distracting. Or sometimes I've seen signs like same day with an address. It's like today, and I know that they've just been put out, and then the sale's not going, and it's still the morning. So that's frustrating
Uh,
for sure.
those old ones drive me crazy because when you're driving
Yeah.
around, you're looking for the signs, right? Your eyes
Hmm.
keened in on them.
Right.
And we came across a couple of them. We're like, Jen, where's it at? What's the date on that one? Is that a good date? And it's like, just take your signs down when you're done,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. I know. I've kind of had years of this in past, the scolding of the people. So yeah,
You're
a
not
lot
you're
of
not
like
into
the
the
lawn crews or the public lawn care people typically take them down, but that doesn't always happen.
Mhm.
So we did have,
Yeah.
yeah, when we have like our own community sale, we have this one neighbor who just moved away. She was there forever and she lived on a corner. She had a light pole there. Anytime somebody put a sign up, she would just take it right down.
Mhm.
She did not want a sign on her light pole. So that was kind
Yeah.
of funny. But all right, man. Well, I hope you see the villain again. We want to get updates with the story. But for
Updates.
my
Sure.
part, that's all I got.
All right. Sounds good. All right, pickers. Now, Carl gave you the YouTube page that you can check out, but you can also find us over on Instagram at Pickers Podcast. You can find us on TikTok at Pickers
Mhm.
Podcast. And then we're gonna start uploading a lot more YouTube shorts up
Mm.
here on this platform. So we're gonna dive into the pick of the weeks for us. We have a website at pickerspodcast.com. And then you can also find us. We have a phone number. You can leave us a message or a text message, and it will be linked down below in the show description.
Absolutely. So, pickers, go find your own treasures one story at a time.
And remember, it's not reselling if you put the wrong shipping label on the wrong package.